providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Good morning. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing. Caregiver Crossing is a show brought to you by Joy's House, presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We are really happy that you are here this morning, and this show was created for family caregivers and the people who love them. So we are right here with you every Sunday morning to discuss the highs and the lows, the joys and the pains of caregiving. I'm your host, Tina McIntosh.
And I'm Candace Hattabaugh.
And we're missing Terry Stacy again this week.
Keep her in your prayers, her and her family.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the content here that you hear each week and have any ideas for guests or topics that we should cover, you can reach us at 317-254-0828 or by emailing tina@joyshouse.org.
Yeah, we continue to get the emails. I didn't even tell you we got an email about the interview we did with the doctor who wrote the book last week, the children's book. Joy's House. And it was just great feedback about the interview and the book and the show. And so, yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming.
We love hearing from you all.
All right, I'm hot.
It's a little hot.
So I want to talk about this for a minute. Nobody cares, but I'm going to say it anyway. I helped my stepfather move this past week, and I'm a really good packer and mover and unpacker. And so that was my role. I got to be a little bossy. And that's also a very natural skill for me. Thank you. And it was a very hot day, 2 days. And in both the homes, it was about 80 degrees. Oh, and so there was, it's like a weight loss program. It was nice, right? Mm-hmm.
Little detox.
And then I got in my car later in the week and my air conditioning unit decided to stop running. So that's cool. And then at Joy's house in Broad Ripple, our AC is giving us fits on our second floor, which is where all of our administrative offices are. And it happens to be where this studio is.
Yeah, plus equipment and computers.
You guys.
And everything.
It's like, and I'm not exaggerating, I think in my office alone, it was 81 degrees. I bet it's 85 degrees, 84 in this office or in this studio right now.
Yeah, it's warm.
I guess my message is if you've got thousands of dollars lying around and you don't know what to do with it and you could stand a tax write-off and you feel like putting it toward a new or fixed air conditioning unit here at Joy's House, you call me or email me, tina@joyshouse.org.
Greatly appreciated.
I mean, heck, I will drive to your house for a conversation right after the show. It is so hot. And we're crabby about it. So anyway, this seems like a really good time for us to talk about. Today is Sunday.
Sunday.
Can you explain that?
I think it's so fun.
It really is cute.
It is the day where the ice cream sundae became a thing. It happened in Two Rivers, Wisconsin by Minister Chester Platt, who is a co-owner of Platt and Colt Pharmacy. He covered his ice cream with cherry syrup and candied cherries just because, and it became a thing.
Interesting.
That's what I said.
Okay, so a sundae is nice. It's not my favorite way to eat ice cream.
Unless it's warm caramel, like caramel drizzle.
And hot fudge. Okay, so all right, I understand. Maybe pecans though. I don't really need the cherries.
Yeah, I don't do cherries.
So what's your favorite way to eat ice cream?
I like cookie dough ice cream because I like cookie dough.
Duh.
And Cold Stone is the best because you can mix cake batter ice cream with cookie dough. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful.
And they do the thing, right?
Yep, they do the thing.
Like they smear it out and they make the ice cream in front of you.
Yeah, but I also like Culver's vanilla ice cream with salted caramel syrup.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
It is.
But that's custard, frozen custard. So we know there's a difference.
There's a difference.
Okay, ready for mine?
I am.
Well, I like a waffle cone.
Okay.
I just like a waffle cone. But bubblegum ice cream.
Really?
I know, it's so weird.
I don't see that.
It's so weird. And the little pieces of bubblegum, like when I was little, that was my favorite ice cream. And I would take them out and set them off to the side so then I could chew them afterward. But in fairness, it's just like a little nugget of sugar.
Yeah.
There's barely any chewing in there. But it's still my favorite. And I can only get that at Baskin-Robbins.
Are there any Baskin-Robbins around anymore?
Isn't that what is across the street from Joy's house? Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Which now that I say that out loud, I realize is dangerous placement for me. But that sounds so good. It's so hot that it sounds so good.
Yeah, my hands are sweating.
Something that I've discovered that we're going to talk about some things later in the show that this actually ties back in. But let me tell you now, I have recently discovered taking watermelon that is on the brink of going bad. Now, listen, if you're like, what does this have to do with caregiving? It's everything, because it's going to make you happy and it's going to make your loved one happy. So I think you can do it with any fruit, but mine is watermelon. It's on the verge of going bad. I chunk it up. I put it in the freezer. I don't even cover it. I just put it in a bowl in the freezer. It freezes fairly quickly. Then you take this and you bring it back to your blender, put the chunks of watermelon in, a little bit of fresh lime juice, and a little bit of, maybe, like for me, I do agave nectar. I don't want the sugar, but I want the,
Sweetness, yeah.
You could probably do simple syrup too, now that I think about it. And you blend it and it becomes a slushy, 3 ingredients, natural watermelon treat.
I wonder, would it
be good with tequila? Yes, it would.
Everything's good with tequila.
It's so early. We're hot, people. It's not our fault. Would it be good with what?
Would it freeze into the little popsicle molds that we used to have?
Okay, that's adorable.
But would it freeze
No,
properly?
I don't think it would. That's really cute. You'd have to do that before you would put it in the freezer, because once you've put it in the freezer, it comes out. I'm not kidding, with this slushy, beautiful slushy consistency. Like, you can't just tip back your glass. You need either a fat straw or a spoon.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, what I would do for
I've got watermelon in my refrigerator that I probably need to eat.
Right? And if it's on the brink of going back, it's even better. But I think you could do it with pineapple. Like, I think you could do it with any flavor you like. I've done it with mango.
Ooh, I love good mango.
But it's pretty, makes my lips pucker.
I'm going for the vodka. That's my vote.
All right. Any favorite memory surrounding ice cream, now that we're talking about this is Happy Sunday?
Well, you said your memory was the popsicle. No, the
bubble gum.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I also, one of my favorite things was I would love to go after softball. I played softball in my life as a kid. And after softball games, we would go to the walk-up ice cream places. That was the big thing when you got a win, and you would go up and get a cone. I think it was just basic, I will take vanilla, I will take chocolate in a cone. But it was the memory of being with my team and celebrating. And you?
Mine's similar. Before we moved to Indianapolis, we lived in Georgia. And I went to school in this little small town called Calhoun, which is also where my mom worked. And she would pick me up on Fridays, and we'd also go to the walk-up ice cream place. It was little octagon-shaped red building. And she would get the butter pecan ice cream, which she loves. She still loves it. And I would just get a plain little ice cream cone.
Here's what I want to say to those of you listening, is that this is a great conversation.
Absolutely.
Pick a day. I don't care if it's National Green Bean Day, because that's a thing. And you pick a topic and you talk with your loved one about memories. And once you get talking, it really is fun to do. And so it's a simple thing to do, but simple questions are often the best. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back with some more meat to the show. Enough ice cream. Let's do some meat.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With locations in Broad Ripple and near the University of Indianapolis campus, Joyce House provides exceptional day services for individuals living with a life-altering diagnosis and compassionate support for family caregivers throughout the community. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life, regardless of their abilities. Learn more about Joyce House Day Services and Caregiver Support Services by calling us at 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. That web address, again, is joycehouse.org. Stick around. We'll be back with more Caregiver Crossing right after this.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. This is Tina McIntosh. I'm in studio with the lovely
Candace Hadabaugh.
Yeah, Candace Hadabaugh. You almost said your last name. Wait, maybe it was me, like your maiden name. I do it all the time.
I do it all the time. I still do it, yeah.
All right, so we are talking this morning. We were talking about ice cream, if you missed it, the last segment. But now we're going to shift to something that is very, very serious and important. And that is that elder abuse is on the rise. And we think it's on the rise for a lot of reasons. There are a lot of different reports about it. First of all, when we hear elder abuse, Candace, what comes to mind for you? I was just trying to think of what is the definition of elder abuse?
I think physical abuse when I hear elder abuse. But I know just from my background that it's a range of things.
Yeah, because I think a lot about neglect.
Mm-hmm.
Neglect comes to mind as well. And so I just looked it up, and it says it's a single or repeated act or lack of appropriate action occurring within any relationship where there is an expectation of trust, which causes harm or distress to an older person. So I think there's a lot of things that can fall into that category. It is a very serious thing. And so there is a lot that I know you were able to uncover as we were talking about what all should go into the show. And that's one of them is, since COVID, elder abuse has been on the rise, and currently 1 in 6 people over 60 experience some form of abuse in these community settings in this past year. 1 in 6.
I mean, how many people over the age of 60 do you know?
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
That's scary.
And, and I will remind ourselves here at Joy's House, because what we do with adult day services, we see hundreds of people, almost every day, but all the time. Mm-hmm. We see older adults all the time. Yes, every day. And if we who are working in the industry, if we think that there might be abuse, we are legally required to report it. And so, we are supposed to call Adult Protective Services and report it. And we do. We take that very seriously at Joy's House. But I know you found something. I can't remember exactly what it was, Candace, but you found something about the rates are high in institutions.
2 in 3 staff report that they had committed some form of abuse in this last year.
What does that mean? 2 in 3 staff members say that they've committed some kind of elder abuse. Mm-hmm. But what does that mean? Like, first of all, who raises their hand to say, yes, I committed elder abuse? I don't get that.
And I don't know if it's because it was reported.
It is predicted by the World Health Organization to increase. Many countries, we've got all of us are aging. And so these statistics are unfortunately going to increase. And so again, remember that elder abuse is considered a felony. So if you witness the abuse, any abuse of anyone, you have to contact the authorities. And so if you are the perpetrator of the abuse, you got to stop. If you want to call us and need to be connected to resources for respite or other options of help, call us here at Joy's House. It is not our area of expertise, but we certainly would want to help if you raise your hand and say, I need help. So
anyway,
317-254-0828 at Joy's House. The number for Adult Protective Services is
800-992-6978. Again, that's 800-992-6978.
Yeah, it's just terrible. And so there are some ways we've learned from the National Institute on Aging where we can spot abuse. And so, Candace, you've got that list.
Yeah. If anyone seems depressed, confused, or withdrawn, that's going to be a sign of abuse. If they're being isolated from friends or family, naturally, if there's unexplained bruises or burns or scars, if they're saying, oh, that hurts, or there's a wince or something, it could be a unseen injury. If anyone appears dirty or unfed, dehydrated, or under-medicated or over-medicated, have bed sores or any other form of preventable condition, or if there's been any recent changes in banking and spending habits. I think that's more so of a less known form of abuse, but financial abuse definitely falls into that category.
It does. I think, I look at these and think over the years at Joy's House, almost 25 years, we have had to call Adult Protective Services from a guest, one of our clients who comes and uses our adult day, and maybe we are seeing those bruises or scars on them, open wounds, things like that. But the appearing dirty, underfed, dehydrated, over or under medicated is huge. I mean, we have had to make that phone call because somebody is just not clean. And that, I know it's hard. I know it's hard to help your loved one care physically for him or herself. But, I would say if you feel like you're falling into this category, maybe there's some neglect and you're like, I'm trying. If you're not calling us, talk with your medical professionals, talk with the doctor. If you've got home health care coming in or someone, talk with them, make sure it gets documented, that you have you notice it and you're trying to do something about it.
Yeah.
Because if somebody makes that phone call kind of on you.
Yeah, definitely. You want to make sure that that's documented so it's trackable.
Yeah. So serious stuff, elder abuse. And again, the World Health Organization tells us more and more of this is going to happen as we continue to age. I mean, we're just living
Longer.
Who is the oldest person in your family right now? How old are they?
My dad's mom, and we don't know for sure. I'd say 96-ish. She never got a birth certificate.
I was like, you just said you don't know for sure. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me. Unfortunately, yeah.
And she was born in the backwoods of Chattanooga, Tennessee, back in the day.
Can you imagine being born in the backwoods of Chattanooga, Tennessee?
I can't imagine, but we've driven through, and I don't know whether she knew it or not, but she was like, oh, I remember that mountain, or I remember that hill. And I'm like, okay, Grandma.
Oh,
I'm sure you do. I'm sure she may.
The oldest for us is my husband's grandmother who lives with us part-time.
Yes.
She's 95, just turned 95. On my mom's side, again, not blood relation to me, but her mother-in-law lived with her husband and her for, I can't remember, 20 some years.
Wow.
And she was 100 when she passed away, or really close to 100. I can't remember. But they're getting up there. But I just feel like more and more people live longer and longer and longer nowadays.
Did she live with them until she passed?
She moved, they had to move her into long-term care at one point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wonder, when someone lives with a family member for that long and they pass away, is it a relief, or is it sadness, or is it a combination?
I think it's both. It's interesting you bring that up. I was talking with a caregiver today, and I'll make this very short, but she was asking the questions about, is it normal to feel guilty for wanting to bring your loved one to an adult day, specifically in this case to Joy's house? And of course, it's normal to feel guilty. It's normal to feel excited that you're going to get some respite, that they're going to have some community. Quite frankly, that they're just not going to be with you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that's respite, but it feels a little more harsh. Like, I just don't want them with me. And I was saying with a coworker, I remember that feeling with my kids. Like, I love my kids so much, and I didn't really want to be away from them. And at the same time, sometimes I just needed a break from them.
I can imagine, yeah.
I get that, but just know if you're listening and you're like, I feel that guilt when somebody has passed. I mean, I'll say that with my biological father just passing away. There's a part of me that there was a relief, one for him physically and mentally, and also selfishly, because it was a lot to care for him, not just during the dying process, but for a number of years. Mm-hmm. And yet I could be driving down the road and bursting into tears just because I miss him. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's very normal. Want to just, again, to give you that phone number for Adult Protective Services here in Indiana, if you know somebody who you fear might be a victim of elder abuse. And again, remember that includes neglect. That number for Adult Protective Services is 1-800-992-6978. Again, 1-800-992-6978. All right. So Candace, you got an interesting, was it a phone call?
Yeah, it was a phone call with my aunt. And it's so funny. Excuse me. Now, as I'm having conversations with my aunt or my mom or my grandmother, how much I say, we could talk about that on Caregiver Crossing. So this is one of those.
So wait a minute. What I'm hearing is nobody's going to talk with us anymore about anything going on in their lives.
Like, it's going to be on the radio.
Go on.
But I was talking to my aunt who's caring for my grandmother. And if you can imagine a little short, lighter skinned Black lady who in her prime was a little thick. She's pretty skinny now, but my grandmother is Southern through and through and loves fried chicken. So now that she's older, she can't do, the full crunch and all of that with the chicken. So she
not only can she not make it, she can't eat it.
Yeah,
is what
she
you're
can't
saying.
eat it.
Okay.
But she loves it. I remember she would be the person in the corner that's wrapping at the buffets, not Cracker Barrel, but
like Ponderosa?
One of those type buffets. She was
Golden
wrapping the
Golden
chicken.
Corral?
Golden Corral. That's what I was thinking. She's wrapping the fried chicken in napkins and like stashing them in her purse for later.
She was.
Yep,
she didn't come with Tupperware?
No.
Come on. No. Maybe that wasn't a thing then.
Tissues was all she needed. But now that she's having trouble eating and getting enough calories in, I was talking to my aunt and said, get some chicken nuggets or chicken strips and throw them in the air fryer so that she has that crunch, and just cut them up into smaller pieces for her. So what are some things that we've learned over the years that can help when people are losing weight or not interested in eating so they can still remain strong?
Oh, goodness. Yes, there are those things I think we need to talk about. We also just need to talk about why. Why, so for your grandmother, you're saying she can't do the chew of the crunch as much as she used to. For other people, I hear them say like, I'm just not hungry, or I'm not hungry until 4 p.m. They just don't want to eat. But what we have found is that visually it's important that they like what they see as much as the taste.
Yeah. So the colors.
Yeah.
Even if it's fruit and a piece of meat, like just having the variety of colors, I think helps as well.
And depression's a problem. We know this. We just talked about this, depression with older adults. And so you don't want to eat, when you're feeling depressed. It's hard to make the meals. You don't have this regular routine. I think for a lot of people who are living on their own, it's not the same. Like for me, as the mom and the wife in the household, I used to cook for my families every single night. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I tell myself. But as the kids got older, I can't do that anymore. Everybody's going 1,000 different directions. And so our eating habits have changed. I can only imagine when I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cook in the same way. And so I'm going to lose weight. I mean, so there's a lot of that. The food doesn't smell as good as it used to, as we lose our
it's not
smell.
It's bland.
Yeah.
We lose our taste sensation as well.
I even find at this point, I'm 51, and I find that now I can take heat, like spices and hot sauce and things, when I couldn't take that 10 or 20 years ago.
Really?
And I don't know if that's age or it's because I've been in chemo before and I've, kind of lost some of that taste. But the way I eat is different now. If you saw me, you wouldn't be worried about me not eating. I'm heavier than I used to be. But, I think that's a big thing too. Dehydration, just, all of that stuff. And you just lose control of your life. So,
and also for those that may be newly disabled, the embarrassment of maybe making a mess on themselves or, spilling their food or fumbling with their utensils, that could, be hard on someone and make them more self-conscious and just not want to eat around people.
It's a great point. I hadn't thought about that, but yes, it's true. So suggestions for these folks. You want to go first?
Yeah, we'll start off with offer high-calorie foods in small amounts. There's an alternative to the 3 big meals per day. Try smaller portions more frequently. You can still prepare these larger batches of their favorite foods and split them into individual servings that can be frozen and reheated. I used to provide home care services for a woman that was living with Alzheimer's. In our routine, every Sunday after church and lunch, we would go home and prepare her breakfast for the week. And it was typically either oatmeal or some sort of bran cereal, but she enjoyed making it and feeling the fruits and, measuring out the oatmeal and everything. And it, helped set the week for her.
I would also say, I have a couple things. Make it pretty. So you're talking about her with the fruits. Like if it's oatmeal and like, it's oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put some strawberries on it. Or if it looks better, come on. That's why these fancy restaurants, it tastes great.
Absolutely.
However,
I was just going to say that.
If it looks pretty, that has something to do with it too. Color is important. Incorporate some softer options. So, again, it's happy Sunday. And so ice cream's always a good one. Smoothies. My goodness, you can pack those smoothies with protein.
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Make my watermelon slush I was just telling you about. So, lots of things you can do, particularly in this heat, which I was trying to get past it, but now that we brought it up, I'm still hot. Go ahead. What else you got?
Make a schedule. Instead of waiting until the person says they're hungry or a designated time or anything, stick to your routine meals. Make it trial and error to figure out what the best schedule is, but give the new routine some time to work before, you fine tune it and see what works for your loved one and yourself, really, especially if you're preparing the meal. It has to fit into your schedule.
Yeah. And then, you talked about the embarrassment that sometimes people feel, right, when it's a new restriction, a new challenge in your life. And so, yes, there's that, but please know that there are so many ways to adapt your silverware or yourself. I mean, listen, I just watched a TikTok. We can't go one show without mentioning TikTok, by the way. I just watched a TikTok of a toddler who had no arms, born with no arms, and was learning how to feed herself with her feet.
Wow.
If a toddler can learn to feed herself with her feet, I think we can probably overcome the fact that maybe our hands just don't fit things the way they used to. And so many adaptations. Talk to your occupational therapist, talk to your doctor, call us. Actually, Candace, you're going to put some notes in our show notes, right? You can find those at caregivercrossingradio.org. And then just, try and cut things smaller into the bite-sized portions. Be aware that choking is a hazard too. Yeah. So, small bites, chew, chew, chew kind of a thing. And then finger foods. But truly, make them look cute. Give some dipping sauces.
Oh, yeah, the sauces.
Right? I don't care if you eat ranch.
No, just have all of it. And the ketchup and everything.
I say that with my kids. Like, I don't care how you disguise the kale or the spinach as long as it's in there. So you do you. All right.
At Joy's house. Sorry, Tina.
Oh, you're fine.
We have or used to, I don't know if we still have it, a little blender. So if someone was on a softer diet or was having trouble swallowing, we would throw the hamburger in the blender.
Nothing like a cheeseburger in a blender. It's so gross.
It's terrible, but it's what they need and they're getting their nutrients.
When you still want the same foods, you do what you got to do. So we'll be back. We have one more segment to go with you. The show is almost done for today, but you are listening to Caregiver Crossing. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every Sunday to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit caregivercrossingradio.org to connect with us, to hear past shows, or to learn about support resources in the community and much more. Again, caregivercrossingradio.org. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing shortly.
All right. This is our final segment of Caregiver
What show have you been watching?
Thank you for sticking around with us. If you were with us earlier in the show, or if you missed us early in the show, we gave out some resources and phone numbers if you suspect elder abuse or know someone that might need some support. I keep saying episode. Last segment, we talked about foods and how to make sure that our loved ones are getting the calories that they need to stay healthy. And in our wrapping segment,
we're going to wrap. We're going to wrap in our season finale. Just kidding.
Goodness.
None of those things are
what
true.
Is going on?
I will once again give you the Adult Protective Service phone number. That's 1-800-992-6978. Clearly, the heat has gotten to Candace.
Wow.
We need to go have our Sundays on Sunday. Because it's probably 86 degrees in here now.
It is warm.
If one of us passes out, somebody call for help. It is something. So let's talk about some of the things we have coming up. We've got some really cool, fun things at Joy's House. Now, let me just remind you all, we're an adult day service. If you know somebody who could benefit from Adult Day, whether it's the potential guest, the client, the consumer, whatever you want to, however you want to refer to them, we say guest, or it's the caregiver, please get in touch with us. 317-254-0828. Email me at tina@joyshouse.org. We are here for you. We are here for caregivers as well. So we have a lot of resources and we have fun in the process.
We do. We have a lot of fun.
And one of the bits of fun we have coming up is
an 80s music trivia.
That's right. You heard it here.
Doug and I are going to go. So if you want to meet me or Doug, you've probably heard about, we'll be there. And I said, do you remember any 80s music? And I'm sure I remember. I was born in 86. So I'm more 90s music, but I'm sure there is an 80s song that I could probably remember.
Because it's trivia. Is that why you're saying that?
Yeah.
Like it makes you kind of nervous?
Yeah, he's like, well, we're not going to win because you don't know anything.
I mean, there is a lot of the rock songs. There's a lot of love songs as well in the 80s. What's the biggest hit of the 80s? I mean, Olivia Newton-John, Physical.
Oh, yeah. Let's get physical. That's really all I know.
Well, that's okay. That's really all there is. Okay, I don't know that. I don't know how many words
Let's
are.
hope they ask a question about that.
But it might be hard for you because you were just a baby at the time. So for me, you're like in my sweet spot. I mean, Blondie, I'm trying to think I had a hitline record. Anybody who is of a certain age will know what a hitline record was. It was a record that had all of the big hits on it at that time. So it was like, Blondie was on there. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to sit here and think. Kenny Rogers was big. Betty Davis Eyes.
Okay. Yep. I know
Like
that
you're
one.
going to do just fine.
I know that one. Okay.
Or you're not. And
Yeah, I
it doesn't
probably
really
won't.
matter.
But
Madonna, Michael Jackson, Def Leppard.
oh yeah, Michael.
I mean, like, God and
I had
Roses.
the bad record, but I don't know what year that came out.
I'm
If
going
it
to
was
guess
just
80s.
like a hand me down or something.
No, we're just going to go with 80s.
I'll take it.
I don't really know. But
Join us.
So that is coming up. I'm going to be unavailable and can't join, which bums me out. But it is an 80s trivia night coming up on July 31st at 6:30 at Bar Louie in Carmel. And it's back to the 80s music trivia. You can find out more information by going to our Facebook page. I think it's $15 a ticket. Money comes back to helping us start our music therapy program at Joy's house with Resounding Joy. And so it's going to be fantastic. And, we just know music's a great tool. Candace sang for you this week. Last week, I sang The Bird.
Hey, next week Terry will sing and we'll start a trio.
Oh, I can hardly wait. This is the worst decision we've ever made. So we also, very different kind of a tone, but fantastic. Candace is like doing
I'm
her
geeked
quiet
out,
clap.
yeah.
Because coming up on October 13th, please write down October 13th, Joy's House is bringing you Teepa Snow. If you're like, who are you talking about? Teepa, Teepa Snow. She is an occupational therapist. She specializes in working with people with cognitive decline. You can find her on YouTube, on TikTok. You can just look up Teepa Snow. She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
And I don't throw that word out very lightly.
She just makes it so easy and so common sense isn't the right word, but common sense. Like, why didn't I think of that?
Right. Like, I think I make things too hard sometimes in my head.
I know I do.
Right? Or little things where I'm like, and they're just not. I mean, life is much more simple than we make it. So Teepa Snow, October 13th, details are to come. We'll be hosting that at Butler University. It is going to be a night for anyone who is a caregiver, professionally or personally. You will want to be there. And so please join us for that. And then, Candace, you have a bit of a teaser.
I do. So November is National Caregivers Month. And so we're going to do something fun here on Caregiver Crossing because we're here to support caregivers. So start thinking about a deserving caregiver in your life, whether it's you can nominate yourself, or your friend or your neighbor, whoever you might know that's currently caring. And we're going to give away some fun prizes. So love it. As we get closer to the date, we'll tell you how to nominate and who to get in contact with. But keep that in the back of your mind.
What if we get thousands of nominations?
We're going to choose 4 caregivers. So if we get thousands, I would love that.
But then there'd be a lot of quote unquote losers. Nobody wants that. Yeah. But truly, be thinking about it because sometimes it's true that it's an honor just to be nominated. It's an honor to be seen. And kind of a nod, like, I see you and I see what you're doing. So in the meantime, as we close our show here, we want to remind you that you can contact me, Tina McIntosh, for more information and resources to help you through this journey of caregiving. You can do that at tina@joyshouse.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook. So if you're not doing that already, please do. You can keep up to date in between shows. We've been quiet on Facebook for a long time, so we're rebuilding that community. So if you get on and you're like, oh, cool, 4 or 5 people are following, we're building that community right now.
Help us spread the word.
Yeah, please invite others too. So, and you can always call us at 317-254-0828. We want you to know that we're here and that we are a trusted resource for you. And then we have somebody we want to thank.
As we close out today, we want to thank our sponsors, Cardon and Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, and managed in the Midwest, and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized care. That's it for us today on Caregiver Crossing. Until next time, take good care of each other.
I'm going to go get some bubblegum ice cream. You want to go with me?
I will.